In this video, we're going to cover how to search for comparables for free using Zillow's pricing tool. Now, this is super useful whether you're a buyer, a seller, an investor, an agent, an appraiser. It is really important when you are dealing with properties to understand the value of the asset. And I'm going to walk you through how to do this using the Zillow tool in a very easy way. My name is Ariel Herrera with the AnalyticsAriel channel. We bridge the gap between real estate and technology. I love being able to utilize resources and data to empower you with real estate decisions. Please subscribe to this channel as well as like our content on social media. All right, let's get started. Great, so right now we're on Zillow's homepage for the Price Your Home tool. And we're going to use an example of a property in Brandon, Florida, which is closely tied into the Tampa area of where I reside. And this is property 728 June Lake Lane in Brandon, Florida. It was sold back in 2018. So let's say we are looking to purchase this property. Well, what is it valued at today is what we're looking at. Now on here we have on Zillow some information that it sold for $320 in August of 2018, and the Zestimate, so based on comparables, or as Zillow puts it, their best estimate of the home's market values, it believes that the value of this property is $382,000. However, we want to make sure that we do our due diligence to make sure that we are actually evaluating the property on our own to make sure we're not taking any factors out of the equation when evaluating the property. What's really great about this property as an example is that because it recently sold, we actually have some pictures and information on it. We could see it's a 2-car garage property, has a lot of land in the front, pretty nice landscape. We could see it's a good entryway, living room. Does have a little bit of an older style when you look over here at the archway. The concept now is open space concept, so that's something to take into account. The tiling looks to be in good condition, but again, a little bit outdated. Kitchen is outdated. The cabinets, mostly we're going for white cabinets or dark brown cabinets. The appliances look to be older. Usually stainless steel is what people are looking for. And as well, this looks to be some sort of laminate. I know for a fact all the new houses in Brandon, Riverview, Apollo Beach, they all have granite or quartz for around this price range. However, it is a good layout. I've seen before where there's a wall over here, and that would be a little bit of a downgrade. So that's good that it is open concept there. Bedrooms look to be a good size. The bathroom is outdated as well, would need to be redone. However, it is a good size as well. It has the tub, it has the shower, and things look to be in good condition. The paint looks to be good from the pictures, and it looks like there's either a view from the backyard of a pond or pond close by. If that's, wow, so that is the backyard. That's a pretty big backyard, and it's screened in, has its own pool. That's definitely going to make the value higher than when we look at other comparables. Now let's go over to the pricing tool. So what we're going to do is we're going to enter in the property address. Now what this is showing us is homes that are very similar and sold recently to the property that we're looking at. So what we want to do, as we discussed previously in Zillow's blog for what to consider when finding real estate comps, just as a refresher, we want to look at properties that are in close time frame of selling to when we're looking. So maybe 30 days to max 6 months out have recently sold. The location that's close to the property, the size, bedrooms, condition of the home, etc. So going back to the tool, we could see it's really cool because not only does it have properties that are listed here that should be similar to the property that we're looking at, but it actually has high-level facts, and then it talks about your home, so the property that we're looking to compare it against, and then this home. So what's the actual differences here? So we could see that this home is two bathrooms instead of just one. Sorry, instead of just three. The square footage is a -5%. It's a little bit less square footage, but still relatively in the ballpark. Back in the blog, it did say to stay within 300 square feet, so we're in that, so that's fine. This property that we're comparing it against, this 1531 Rolling Meadow Drive, does have a larger lot, so it's something to take into account, and then the price per square foot. So let's remember here that this was valuated by Zillow for $382,000. If we were to use one of these comparables, or the first one here, that's a lot less actually. So let's actually look into this. So the green is a property that you're ultimately trying to get the estimate for. That's fine. So the one in black, that's how far away this property is. So it's actually in a different, I think, zip code. Valrico is a neighboring town to the right of Brandon. So it's not the exact zip code, but it is not too far away. It's in close proximity. So that's good. Now let's look at the property itself. So it is 2-car garage as well. And I think we have to actually jump into the Zillow link. So let's click that. And surprisingly, doesn't really have any pictures, even though it recently sold. Not sure if this was some sort of off-market deal. So this is going to be a little bit difficult for us to really assess what the inside looks like. So this may not be the best comparable. Let's see if we could go on to the second one. Are they all like this? Okay, actually no, this one should be fine because I think it had a 3D tour. So at least we could work with that. This is really cool actually. So we see 2-car garage, and we can actually look, it's 2 floors, so that may be a little bit different. We can see has high ceilings, similar with it not being completely open concept. Kitchen is also very similar. Where it's a little bit outdated, the appliances are in stainless steel. So this could be a really good comparable property for us to evaluate against the 7 to 8 June Lake one. And let's see, and it has a pool. And the pool looks to be pretty similar size. It's also screened in, has a little bit of less backyard as the other one does. At a high level, this looks to be a really good comparable. The bathrooms look to be similar, the double sinks, and the bedrooms, and this one isn't, oh, we can move this around. This is a really tight bedroom, so actually, so overall I think this is a pretty good comparable. You can see that this house sold in 2020 of September for $298, which is a lot lower, but as I was talking about, right now the market's really hot, so this was actually at the 6-month mark of being sold prior to. So we definitely want to take this into account. I guess we can add it to your estimate. I am going through this for the first time, so this is really cool. We could look at more properties, Seffner, Florida. I am a little bit surprised at how there's limiting pictures for houses that recently sold. I wonder if it gets taken off of Zillow maybe for storage of space for their data. Let's just see if we use a different source like Realtor. So yeah, this is okay. So looks like we can't do it all on one site. That's fine. We could use realtor.com in order to actually look at the photos in more detail. Oh, and a little spot for a boat. That's very nice. Has the pool, again with not open concept, but it has its own dining room just like the other one did. The kitchen is a little bit more updated. That we may need to account for. So this property may be a little bit higher than the one we just looked at, or sorry, the 7 to 8 June one because of that. Bedrooms look to be large size. Okay, and the bathroom looks to be nicer, definitely more up to date. So we go back to here, this 505 Running Horse Road, and just at the outset we can already know that we can use this as a comparable. However, this home is a nicer home based on the finishes. And now knowing how to actually search for these, let's go back to and we could see, again, this property is really close to the 7281 that we are trying to evaluate. It looks to be very similar from the outset. So 2-car garage, and it has a separate dining room, living room. Let's see if the kitchens are similar. This one, yeah, I guess kind of similar. This one looks to be a little bit in better shape, has the stainless steel appliances. So the bedrooms are bigger. Bathrooms look very similar, so we want to account for that. It has a pool as well. So this is a pretty similar house. The only thing may be that the kitchen's a little bit more updated than the other one, but not. So the cool thing is if we click that and say, yes, it is a comparable type of property, we can see this estimate now change. And to be honest, I don't know where this 385 from where we are over, so many links over here, that the 382's estimate, it seems like really high based on what we're looking at, what's sold and those prices, because it's saying it's valued higher than this property, but this again was sold like a little over 6 months ago. So that's a little bit, it could be a little bit outdated. Whereas this property was sold pretty recently, only 3 months ago, around 350. We have to go back and see what this property looks like on the inside. But some things we also want to account for, which we didn't do initially, was the descriptions. Yeah, so we could see beautiful David weekly pool home, highly sought after, small Puerto Rico neighborhood, quiet cul-de-sac. Cul-de-sacs are always a little bit higher. New flooring in living room, tile throughout the kitchen, and remodeled master bath. Separate shower. Okay, so this is on resurface. See, this is really huge. This screen pool and a pool just being resurfaced. Resurfacing a pool costs thousands of dollars. So even though this property is evaluated on the Zillow tool, it's sold for $332,000. The property that we're looking at, say if it hasn't been resurfaced, it's going to be a little bit less than this potentially. So it's just really important for us to make sure we're looking at the details of each of these properties that we're comparing against. What features do they have that make it maybe higher value or lower value? And in the future, we'll look to actually write this down in an Excel spreadsheet to have this all in one place and get more of a collective view for the comparables. But I just wanted to introduce you to this tool. Again, it's my first time using this tool. I like it so far. Definitely a little bit annoyed that you can't just click the photos and they're not in here. I'm not sure what happened to those photos. I really do think it probably has to do with some type of storage or helping them load these pages faster. But at least we found a workaround. We know that Realtor has it there. In the next video, I'm actually going to go over how to do this similar type of analysis, but on Realtor's page instead. I do think it's a little bit more refined than Zillow's pricing tool, and it has a really cool feature, which is this owner's view, that you don't have to be actually the owner to utilize it. So please stay tuned for that video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. Thanks so much.